Hello, my friends. Today we're going to talk about something that affects millions of people, especially us seniors, chronic fatigue syndrome, or CFS. I know what you're thinking. Isn't everyone tired as they get older? And you're right, it's normal to slow down a bit, but CFS is different. It's not just feeling tired, it's a deep, overwhelming fatigue that doesn't go away with rest. I've met so many people who suffer from CFS, and I've seen firsthand how it can impact their lives. It's frustrating and often isolating, but I want you to know that you're not alone. We're going to break down what CFS is, how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to manage it. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding CFS, we can empower ourselves and each other to live fuller, healthier lives, even with this challenging condition. So, let's dive in. We've all had days where we feel completely drained, maybe after a long trip or a busy week, but imagine that exhaustion lingering for months, even years. That's what it's like to live with chronic fatigue syndrome. This isn't your ordinary tiredness, it's a persistent, overwhelming fatigue that disrupts your life, making even everyday tasks feel impossible. Imagine struggling to get out of bed, feeling like you've run a marathon even after a good night's sleep. Simple things like grocery shopping or meeting a friend for coffee become monumental challenges. This overwhelming fatigue is the hallmark of CFS, and it's often accompanied by a range of other debilitating symptoms. But remember, even though CFS can make you feel trapped, you're not alone. Millions of people around the world are battling this condition, and there are ways to manage your symptoms and regain control of your life. CFS is a complex condition, and its symptoms can vary from person to person. It's like a chameleon, often hiding in plain sight and mimicking other illnesses. While the defining symptom is persistent, debilitating fatigue, it's rarely alone. Imagine feeling wiped out after a simple walk, a phenomenon known as post-exertional malaise. This isn't your typical muscle soreness after a workout. It's a complete energy crash that can last for days. Sleep, even when you manage to get enough, may not be restful. You might wake up feeling just as tired as when you went to bed. And then there's the brain fog, the difficulty concentrating, remembering things, and finding the right words. It's like your brain is stuck in slow motion. These are just some of the common symptoms of CFS, and understanding them is the first step towards getting the right diagnosis and support. CFS can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background. It's often misdiagnosed, especially in seniors. Symptoms like fatigue and muscle aches can be mistaken for aging. This overlap leads to misdiagnosis or delayed diagnosis. How often have you brushed off fatigue as just aging? Persistent fatigue that interferes with daily life needs attention. Early diagnosis and treatment can improve quality of life. Age is just a number. Persistent fatigue isn't inevitable. Talk to your doctor and advocate for yourself. Misunderstood and often misdiagnosed. Chronic fatigue syndrome, or CFS, is often shrouded in misunderstanding. With no single test to diagnose it, symptoms can mimic other conditions. This lack of understanding can be isolating for those living with CFS. Imagine being told your exhaustion is just stress, when even getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. This dismissal can make you question your own experiences, but CFS is a real and debilitating medical condition, not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. Don't suffer in silence. Talking to your doctor. If you're experiencing persistent fatigue and other symptoms that suggest chronic fatigue syndrome, it's crucial to talk to your doctor. Don't suffer in silence or brush it off as just getting older. Remember, you are your own best advocate. Before your appointment, write down your symptoms, including when they started, how long they last, and how they impact your daily life. This will help you clearly communicate what you're experiencing to your doctor. Be open and honest about your concerns. Even if you feel self-conscious or worry about being dismissed, it's also helpful to bring a family member or close friend to your appointment for support and to provide additional perspective on your symptoms. Remember, you deserve to be heard and your health matters. By working together with your doctor, you can get the proper diagnosis and develop a management plan that works for you. Taking control. Practical tips for managing chronic fatigue syndrome. While there's no one-size-fits-all cure for CFS, there are many things you can do to manage your symptoms and improve your quality of life. One of the most important is pacing yourself. This means listening to your body and respecting its limits. Avoid overexertion and break down activities into smaller, manageable chunks. Instead of trying to do all your chores in one day, spread them out throughout the week. Gentle exercise like yoga, tai chi, or short walks can also be beneficial for managing CFS. Start slowly and gradually increase the intensity and duration as your body allows. Getting enough sleep is crucial for everyone, but it's especially important for people with CFS. Establish a regular sleep routine, create a relaxing bedtime ritual, and make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool. These simple changes can greatly improve your sleep quality and reduce fatigue. Finding your village. Support for chronic fatigue syndrome. Living with CFS can be isolating, but remember, you're not alone. Connecting with others who understand what you're going through can provide invaluable support and encouragement. Join a support group either online or in person where you can share your experiences, exchange tips, and find a sense of community. Talking to a therapist or counselor can also be beneficial for coping with the emotional and mental challenges of CFS. They can provide coping strategies, help you manage stress, and offer a safe space to process your emotions. Don't hesitate to reach out to your loved ones for support. Let them know how you're feeling and what they can do to help, whether it's lending an ear, assisting with chores, or simply being there for you. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-care. You're not alone. A message of hope. Living with chronic fatigue syndrome can be incredibly challenging, but it's important to remember that there is hope. While there's no cure yet, with the right management strategies, support, and self-care, you can live a full and meaningful life. Focus on the things you can control, celebrate small victories, and never give up on finding ways to improve your well-being. Remember, you are not defined by your illness. You are a strong, resilient individual who deserves to live a life filled with joy, purpose, and connection. Keep learning, keep advocating for yourself, and keep reaching out for support. You are not alone in this journey.